Well, folks, welcome back to the show, Reds. What did we make of that last night? Did we learn anything new, or, what was our thinking? Obviously, the most important thing is the 3 points, but the sacrifice we made last night, and what a filthy match it was. Spurs just dug it down dirty and dark, didn't they, at some stages? The kicking that was going on, the tackles. Verts providing the goal for Alexander Isak, and we're thinking this is great, and then Isak is down and he's hobbling off, and we don't know the extent of that. Could be a bad knee injury, could be an ACL, who knows, We should find out over the next few days once there's a scan. The boy Bradley going off as well, injured as well, and then Frimpong with the head loss after getting the little slap in the lip. I thought it was a bit of an over-exaggeration. But yeah, Spurs tried to get it real dirty and stuff like that. I don't know what Romero was thinking, kicking out like that at Kanate. Now, it was a soft enough kick out, but you don't do that when your team is on the up, even with 10 men and stuff like that, and then you cost your team really the game. Xavi Simons, I thought it was a little bit unlucky and a little bit harsh. Now, it was nasty the way it looked, but I don't think Xavi Simons is a nasty player. And certainly I don't think he would be a nasty player against his international captain for some reason or another. But Spurs, the record broken, 11 home defeats in a calendar year. Broken since 2004, I think, in 1993, I think it was when they had 10. Now they have 11 after losing last night. Fabulous stadium, but Thomas Frank seems to be really struggling, doesn't he? And obviously going down to 10 men and then 9 men doesn't help his cause at all. But for us as well, if we focus on the Reds for a minute, the play was really laborious, wasn't it? It was laboured, and there was no kind of intent to it at all. No one wants to pull the trigger at the edge of the box, and we know how poor Vicario is in nets. We didn't really test him at all. Sure, we didn't. So many players picking the ball up, and so many passes. They're trying to play passes through the eye of a needle, trying to play passes that aren't really on and all. It's silly play, really, from us, you know what I mean? We should be controlling that game. And then when they went down to 10 men, it looked like we were down to 10 men. All of a sudden, we got pressurised, and then Richarlison gets the goal. What an absolute shit show for that goal. Van Dijk kicking out, missing the ball. People just all over the place, you know what I mean, where we should be much more structured in our defending there and our composure. So really bad. And then following on from that, then it was 10 minutes of craziness, you know what I mean? So for 70 minutes we did okay. We were moving the ball around, but we really needed to get that third goal, didn't we? We really needed it, because at 2-0 the pressure's still on if something happens. But once they went down to 9 men and 10 men and all, we lost control of the game. We lost our minds, We let them drag us into that dark arts of warfare in the game and stuff like that and all. And I thought we were really poor from that point on. And I thought in the last 20 minutes to half an hour with the 10 minutes added on as well, it really looked like we were down to 9 men trying to hold on to the win. Really poor. And just that anxiety, in that 5 or 6 minute stretch there where we were at 6s and 8s and we were panicking all over the place. They had us all over the shop. And I was thinking, these are down to 9 men here. What's going on? We should be just taking the ball, making them work hard. We just kept on kicking the ball away. We kept on hoofing the ball away we were the ones down to 9 men. Where we should have took the ball down, kept it on the deck, started moving, passing the ball around, ran them ragged and controlled the game. And this has happened in other games. We've seen it with the Leeds game. We've seen it with various other games as well, where we have the opportunity to see the game out in a controlled manner, and we just put ourselves under unnecessary pressure, and we're just losing our minds. Obviously Frimpong getting subbed on and then getting subbed off with the head loss and stuff like that and all, he was absolutely losing it, and you could see why Slot did it. It was absolutely crazy, you know what I mean? But listen, brilliant to get the win. Shoots us up the table, which is the most important thing. Up into 6th now. I think we're joint 5th with Chelsea on the same points, or joint 4th, whatever it is. So that's really important as well. Arsenal obviously getting the win later on in the evening. Was a big win for them at Everton as well. Didn't still look convincing either. And obviously Man City early in the day looking very convincing. So that's kind of the difference, really, isn't it? But let us know your thoughts on the game. It was just felt like a real dirty game. Let me know what you thought of the Mickey Van de Ven tackle, you know what I mean? Was it just emotion that brought him into it? The ball seemed like it was gone ages. And when you go in like that with that double tackle, it should have been looked at. should have been properly looked at and stuff like that as well, you know what I mean? Suppose you look at Spurs, they could have been down to 8 men really when you think about it, because he had left the ground, he was out of control, and there was no due care for the opponent either, you know what I mean? It was reckless really, you know what I mean? So we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the news about Isaac, especially after getting the goal and Verts getting the assist, you know what I mean? This is the momentum that we need, and then you get that momentum killer. So it'll be interesting to see. We've 7 days now to get ready for the Wolves game. Should be more than enough time, and certainly we should be able to put Wolves to the sword. We've got a reasonable lineup of games coming up now where we should have enough in us quality wise to get them over the line. Obviously the Arsenal game coming up on the 8th is going to be a tough one, and we may even be over at the Barnsley game, at the FA Cup game. We'll see what happens there, but the plan is maybe to go over to that one, so we'll see. We will shoot footage while we're over there. But as I said, at this time of year, the most important thing is the 3 points, especially with teams losing so much to the AFCON, players so much to the AFCON and stuff like that. Look forward to the AFCON starting today. But onwards and upwards, Reds. Decent run of games at the moment. We've been putting points on the board. We haven't been losing. But would you still say you're convinced that we've turned the corner? I'm not too sure. But we'll take the win all day. Until next time, folks, subscribe to the channel. It is the upper tier. If you want the Liverpool content, it's the Shankly Sessions. And we'll talk to you again real soon. Liverpool 2, Spurs 1. We roll on. Another win, 3 points, and we're moving nicely up the table. Cheers.